Hey, what's up? Welcome to Vex and Toys. I'm Vex Doppel, and we're going to be looking at Man at Arms, the new Eternia from the Masterverse line. And, well, let's take a look at the box art here. First, slide Mr. Man at Arms out of the way. All right. So you can pause and read that if you like. And we got the new ones. Boom. Whoa, there he is. And I like how it kind of gives you the features. I got it tilted. I don't feel like moving my camera. Just regular mace, and then it turns into a flail, and you get a face. Yeah, nice shaven face. And well, you know, some people really like the art. I guess I usually just rip it up and throw it away. Sorry to those who enjoy it. So here is the, like this sort of thing here. All right, so we get the contents. I like that. You get two fists, you get another head, you get the flail, and then the regular mace. And you get the figure. That's pretty cool. And then it also kind of shows you here. You can swap that, and you have a spot to put the mace on his back. And let's just kind of bring him over here to, I guess I put it upright, and you could put it how it shows in the picture. And I think it looks cooler upright. Screw the picture. All right, and then usually they have the accessories in here, but I already took them out. Man at Arms comes with everything you see here. Let's go through the accessories. All right, we have the more modern take on his helmet. Very well painted. I really like the metallic blue and orange. We have the more old-fashioned. This looks like something you'd see in like a old sci-fi from like the 60s and 70s sort of style, where it's just like a helmet and they just kind of threw a couple things on there. And then we get two fisticuffs with the bigger pegs, and I really like that they are starting to include two grab hands and two fists. I think that was a really smart move. And we get the shaved head, which, yeah, that looks really good. I really like the shaved head. And all the nice details and grooves they put in here. Yeah, that's one of the best heads I've seen come out of Masterverse so far. Now, if they do a He-Man head this well, they still are having a difficult time hitting that He-Man head. And then we get the mace. Or wait, well, I guess this is technically like a flail at this point. But it's pretty cool how they colored this part a different metallic orange from this part. This is a little bit more of a, I don't know, it's how you'd say it. It's a little less, it's just a lighter orange. But which is nice here is they still do it. You know, they make sure to be consistent and keep that the heavier orange compared to the lighter orange. All sorts of nicks and scratches in there. Yeah, looks really good. It does have some marbling, it looks like, with the plastic. Part of me almost feels like that's intentional, but I don't think it is. I think that marbling, like especially there, I don't think that's meant to be like that. But yeah, I really like it. All right, and last but not least, let's take a look at his head and rip him off there. He's got that nice, still looks like a great sculpt. Some people might not like the old-fashioned mustache. It's a little out of style. But you put it with this head, and yeah, it looks like it's from like an old movie. And then you put it with this head, and yeah, it seems updated. And it just fits in there so well, and it looks so good. They really knocked it out of the park with Man-at-Arms. But that is it for the accessories. I mean, we can go through the, you know, the armor. Really great job with the paint. Again, they're really doing their due diligence. They didn't have to, you know, do the shoulder part. And, you know, a little bit of stuff here. And they could always do more, but way better than Wave 1 Man-at-Arms. I like a nice shiny red. This is new. This is molded on. But man, they even stay consistently with the scuffs and marks throughout the whole thing. Really nice work. But yeah, this is a molded piece, since before, you know, it was a armor piece like this where you just put it on. Yeah. This is probably an accessory too, since it does come off, as you can see, and pushes back on to hold the flail or mace, whatever you feel like having at the time. It looks a little funny with the flail hanging out. But let's swap this mace here. I like the popping sound this makes. It's kind of satisfying there. You got a nice pop going in. It's a little tough. So, and then it just goes on the back here. Nice and easy. And it shows it going on the picture, shows it going on the back. I liked how it looked going up, but when you think about it, if you want to make sense of your action figures, it's a little hard for them to reach when it's there. But you put it the way it's supposed to go, and he has no issue reaching that, and makes it a little bit more realistic. The other thing I like, I mean, we're getting a little off topic of the accessories, but I love that he can use his face shield. Seems like such a, I don't know, not important thing. You look at a lot of the other He-Mans. Let me grab one real quick. And I mean, he can't reach the face shield at all. I mean, he looks super cool with all of his souped up armor, but you know, I like it's there for a reason. You know, to shield your face. It's, I don't know, I just like that sort of stuff. But you know, you put your face shield up there, and then you have your armor. You want to protect your gut while you're raising back to grab your mace from fire. Yeah, just some cool stuff. He's very heavily protected on his left side. Let's get into articulation. Start up at the head here. We have a ball joint. Simple rotation. I do find that when you rotate it, he looks up. I'm not a fan of that. I would like for him to be able to look down over his side. They have this, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know what you call the joint, but it goes back and forth, kind of a giggity motion. Let me just take this off. So this has been something that they've been doing where you get, I guess you get a little bit more range to look down and a little bit back for a little bit more straight up. I don't know. I think if you just did a proper ball joint to make it, you wouldn't have to do any of that. Because he'll be looking down. Let's say, let's push it back. You look over, he still looks up. It pushes it up. And you look down, and yeah, it's probably even worse that way. And not much for head tilt. You get a little bit. Like I said, I'm just not a fan of how it works, and it's that way with all the Masterverse. A little out of focus. So, but it's not a deal breaker. That's just my biggest nitpick with the articulation. I just wish they could have a little bit more, I don't know, expression with head movement. But going on, let's go to the torso. It's on a ball joint. It's nice. Got good back bend and a little bit forward. It's pretty good. I'll give it it's one of the better ones actually. The side to side, not terrible. So he's got, pretty decent ball joint there on the upper torso. You got a swivel at the waist. You have a ball joint at the thigh, which is this new drop down sort of ball joint. So the ball joint itself is on a hinge, it seems like. So this gives you a greater range of leg movement. You can almost, cross their legs pretty good for whatever reason you'd want to do that. They sit phenomenally well and have nice high kicks now. So I'm all for more improved articulation. And we got a double knee joint. Another staple of Masterverse, pinless. Also love that. And you got, it's kind of it's not really rockers anymore. They kind of do this. I'm going to have to look up what people call this. I'm still pretty new to the reviewing. But it gives you, good foot tilt. So, it's not just back and forth, but you can give her some tilt there. There's one thing, I do wish they'd get this out of the way a little bit. Since you don't have a toe hinge, it's nice to have a little bit extra forward when you're like doing action poses or something. You get plenty back. And you get good side to side. But I do wish they kind of, it looks really good, so I hate to break it up, but I wish it went up a little bit further. This one does go up a little bit further. Maybe I just have to kick off this foot instead and have this foot forward. Anyway, getting off topic. All right. Oh, you have a boot cut. Almost forgot about that. So yeah, this whole knee joint here just can rotate for whatever reason you'd want to. A little overkill, I think. I don't think you need both a thigh cut and a hip, boot cut. Or maybe you do. All right, let's go to the arms here. You're on a ball joint and man, I gotta learn my articulation points a little bit better. It's not a ball joint. It's because it's on a hinge sort of deal. Anyway, you got a bicep cut. You got pinless elbows, and you got a swivel on the wrist, and it also has the vertical sword holding hand, which again, this is kind of a new thing that they've been doing for the longest waves. It wasn't until like New Adventures He-Man or the movie He-Man did he start getting I know that maybe it was the 40th anniversary. But yeah, that's important with figures that are, holding weapons. The other bit of articulation I would like is, some butterfly joints. Yeah, you could have, there's a little bit of room there, even with the armor on, to get some movement in there. Have them holding double-handed swords and stuff a little bit better. But yeah, that's pretty much it for articulation. All right, here we are comparing, and my final thoughts here. He just looks light years ahead of these two. I get it. These are animation. But he just stands out like a sore thumb as a more beautiful looking figure. Better sculpt, yeah, animation, whatever. Better paint applications. He's more, I don't know, what do you call it, toyetic, where he can hold his mace properly. He can put it back on his back. He has a place for it. You can, I'm sorry, I'm blurring stuff. His helmet can come off. You can pose him without a helmet, or put the helmet on the other head and have him clean shaven. It's just the playability within just the figure itself. His face shield works. You can take off all of his armor. You can take off his helmet. You can swap his mace into a flail. He's got more articulation that's, worth something. What I mean by worth something is that you can, sometimes there's just articulation and it doesn't do anything. Like, oh, we added 30 some points of articulation, and then like some of that articulation is just worthless. It doesn't matter. But yeah, like the only gripe in my articulation is just those 2 points: the ball joint with the neck, and I don't know. It doesn't need butterfly joints, but man, it really go real well with the posing. Make him very fluid. He already looks pretty natural the way he's standing right there. But yeah, I love, I didn't talk about paint too much. I'll just briefly. I love the doll coat on his green versus that shiny junk they did to him over in Revelations. The ostracized man-at-arms over there, whatever you call him. He doesn't have that super shiny green, but yeah, it's just not good the way it is. I know you put armor on it. I'm still annoyed that they use these textured torsos. It's the only part that's textured. They really messed up with Adam with his neck. Looks painted over that textured chest piece with flesh tone. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent about a different figure. Yeah, this is probably my perfect man-at-arms. I don't think I need to get another one unless they make more heads with swappable helmets that you could just keep changing it up. I'd be happy if they did that. That'd be pretty sweet. But other than that, there's nothing more I could say about this figure. It's really nice. I guess one nitpick somebody else had is that he doesn't have his wrist laser or something. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal to me. I don't really ever see him using that too often. But I guess he used it once in the Filmation. This is more comic and concept art. Yeah. So, no, those are my thoughts. I'll do some glamour poses here. Show you how I like to pose him, where I think he really shines. So, all right. Well, I'm Vex, and this is Vex and Toys. Like and subscribe if you want to see more reviews by me and get me motivated to make more of these. All right. Leave a comment. Thanks. Bye.